Joining us now to discuss BTC price and more is Scott Bauer. He's the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Hello there, Scott. Thanks for joining us. So, is the Bitcoin short trade the one to make despite negative funding rates paying those longs?
Well, it certainly has been. And for the longest time, probably even before this year, so maybe starting last quarter of 2021, we saw Bitcoin in really the entire crypto market pretty much coinciding with the NASDAQ and with the triple Qs. And I would say over the last few weeks, maybe the last month or so, it has detached a little bit and is now really more following interest rates and the dollar. And I think maybe that's why you're seeing a little bit of a rally today coming off those lows we saw earlier in the day because the dollar is a little bit weaker. But, if we go back the last quarter, so going from, middle of June to middle of August, right, we did see higher lows, higher highs. And on each rise and dip, we broke that trend on August 19th. Since then, that bullish, pattern, that bullish momentum has been obviously to the downside. So the bearish trade that's out there right now is the easy trade. There's no question about it. And I think that what you're going to see are traders, not hodlers, but traders are going to sell on every rally. At least for the current environment we're in, that's the easy trade to make. Now, daily RSI, that also had a great upward trend line that kept pushing spot prices higher during that time. I think we need to see on any rally, we need to see a high above like 21,800-ish or so. And then on any pullback, a low above 18,550. So that new range to regain a rally. Outside of that, I think we're going to see sellers come in on every opportunity they can.
For a long time, we've been in this 19,000, 20,000 range. Where do you see it going forward?
Yeah, so we know that every time that Bitcoin especially just kind of coils and just trades in a range, we know there's going to be a breakout. It happens just about every time. I think the immediate downside is about 17.7, which are the lows that we saw in June. Without hitting that, I think that number is going to stay in play for quite a while. If we do have a break to the upside at all, it's got to be a significant one. Again, that 21,840 number is really an area to watch.
Right. So some of the news of the day, we're still hearing about the shakeout from Celsius, Voyager selling off its assets. And I'm wondering, is it over yet, or are the fears not yet subsided? Because there is more contagion risk and concern with this pooling mining pool, which is responsible for about 10% of the BTC hash rate out there. And they've suspended withdrawals, which is always a red flag.
No doubt about it. So there is this overhang to the market, which is exactly why I believe that on every rally you're going to see these sellers still coming in. But we've seen that the RSI find support during this fade, during this sell-off, right around 30. So we're going to be looking at to climb back above the 14-day simple moving average, which will also give kind of more credence to a return of the rally if that happens. But there's no question that the fear of contagion, or the fear that this is not over yet, we haven't seen the last shoe drop yet, no question that is out there.
Also, Federal Reserve Chair Lael Brainard was speaking at a conference in New York today, and she mentioned that there was going to be, probably more rate hikes until there's more confidence in seeing more consecutive months of inflation going down. And I wonder how that will impact the whole trajectory of Bitcoin with that macroeconomic factor.
Right. So, as I alluded to earlier, we've really seen a direct correlation probably over the last 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, of Bitcoin to rates and Bitcoin to the dollar. So that is just another major headwind in the face of any sort of rally here. I really do think, though, that after we get the next Fed announcement in a couple weeks, I think we could see a little bit of a relief rally, but I don't know that it's going to sustain itself.
All right. And I just want to just double check. I said Federal Reserve Vice Chair, Lael Brainard. Okay, but And taking a look at the end of the year, what's your outlook on Bitcoin?
If you could tell me what inflation, what the dollar, and what the Fed is going to do, I could give you a better outlook. But I really think that it's going to be difficult to get above that 21 number, maybe 22. And I think that we're going to stay in this range, probably that we've seen for quite a while, of maybe 18 to 20. I don't know that I really see it breaking out. But I really do think that there is more downside risk than there is upside potential. And that really all comes at the hands of the Fed and interest rates right now.